Good morning. It's Thursday, February 12th. Skipped yesterday. Woke up with a sore throat. It's been sucky. A little better today. But Beth and I decided not worth. My job has a lot of talking. So I'm going to spend a day just sitting around continuing to let my voice rest and hope that it's not sore tomorrow. It's going to be a boring day again. But I'm going to rest, and I'm starting this because I hope that I'm up to at least doing movie day this evening, which Beth and I had at least planned on. So otherwise I got hot tea, plenty of lozenges. I'll probably see you this evening because the goal is to not talk. Beth's home.
Hi.
And I was feeling a fair bit better. I get some things into boxes off of shelves. Just put DM screens up in their place. Beth was asking, if I wanted to try and go set up the shelf at the storage. I was like, no. I don't want to do things that are too strenuous. I'm hoping to be able to work tomorrow. I don't have the time not to, so. Besides, we were already planning on movie day. And I picked the movie last week, which means it's your turn to pick a movie this week. What movie are we watching?
Breaking Dawn.
Breaking both of them?
No, just one.
Just part one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So continuing going through the Twilight Saga.
Yeah.
The imagery on the cover of this is so bright. Like so much sunshine for this.
Let's get married.
In sunshine. But, the series has been very dark. But yeah, so, of course, I've never seen it. Continuing to go through Twilight movies. We're making dinner and just gonna watch Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1. And I would give Cherry Float Coke Zero like a thumbs up. This is pretty good. Finally tried it. Like it's not my favorite, but I remember the first time I tried the orange cream Coke, I was like, oh, bah, and then I ended up loving it. And it's fine, and it's different enough, and because the only reliable flavored Coke Zero is the normal cherry. So a little different than that. It's cherry and vanilla, so only a little different, but just something to add some variety so I'm not always drinking the same soda. But I've also been doing tea occasionally now. I started keeping that in the fridge, and that helps too.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's
the
all
movie.
we're talking about. Nope, never mind. That's all. Bye. Have a good night.
That's not how this is.
Oh.
But I would give the Twilight Saga Breaking Dawn Part 1, I guess 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. From the back of the box. Forever is only the beginning. In the highly anticipated 4th installment of the Twilight Saga, a marriage, honeymoon, and the birth of a child bring unforeseen and shocking developments for Bella, Kristen Stewart, and Edward, Robert Pattinson, and those they love, including new complications with werewolf Jacob Black, Tara Latner. So one of the big things is leading up to this, we've been all oh, our final bad guys are clearly going to be these foreign vampires. We've been setting up for a while.
Yeah.
We saw none of the young crew that was mucking about in the last one.
No, they'll come back in the last one.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them at all. We saw the three that like to sit in thrones once in a dream sequence. And
Yeah.
that wasn't very clear was what's going on even in it, like what she was afraid of with it, but they were there. And then once in a mid-credit scene at the very end, at least suggesting, hey, they're going to be in part 2.
They are in part 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was all, like it says, a marriage, a honeymoon, and birth of a child. That's what the story is.
Yep.
And a lot of it relied on things working in certain ways with this mythological creature universe that they don't bother to explain.
For sure.
So as I'm sure the book might have done a little better, or watching the movie when you already knew the facts from the book might have helped.
Yeah.
But just from a movie,
For sure.
it wasn't great for a lot of it.
Yeah.
But it was very dramatic at the end, and it was intense. And by the end, I was understanding enough of what's going on to be able to get into that part of the drama. So it was still good in that respect. But yeah, it starts with Edward and Bella's wedding as prepared and planned by Alice.
For sure.
Like I was telling her, I was like, I'm guessing at the very least that, like, at the time that this was done or written or whatever, that what's her name?
Stephanie Meyer.
Stephanie Meyer probably not hadn't been married.
I don't know.
Just it feels like a wedding as written from someone that hasn't had to plan a wedding.
Yeah, it's also potentially with the context of the Cullens are insanely rich, insanely strong, and have all the time in the world, including nighttime, to just work on things. And yeah, it was fully planned just by Alice. That is made very clear in the books. Bella's like, I don't care. I don't want to do anything. I just want to get married and become a vampire. And Alice is like, cool, I'm going to plan your full wedding.
Well, in here, Bella tries to make one decision and is told no. That's the problem.
I think that happens in the book too. I don't remember. It's been a really long time. But all we know about Bella is that she's super clumsy and Alice is trying to make her wear heels. And I thought it was going to be in the movie, but maybe it's just in the book, my memory of her actually sneaking on like tennis shoes of some sort and then like showing Edward at the end, like, I didn't wear the heels because I wasn't going to make it down the aisle. Because I felt like there was like a scene like that. It's been a really long time since I've watched books. Read books.
Yeah.
So.
Otherwise, there's points made about ultimately, like, the decision that Bella is not getting turned into a vampire on the wedding night. And Jacob is all like, he's gonna kill you if you try to have, like, normal honeymoon. And they're all really, like, skirting around it and not saying what they're saying. Obviously, they're afraid that Edward having sex with her is going to kill her.
Yeah.
But they won't say it.
No.
And so it's never actually explained as, like, to what extent, like, what part of that is and I guess him getting too into it and just throwing her across the...
Unable to control the strength and whatnot,
yeah.
like...
It's like, but ultimately it's not because of how much they want to not... They're trying to keep it child-friendly when it needs to, at this point, not necessarily be child-friendly.
For sure.
That it's like, okay, so I don't quite understand what the fear is, and so when she doesn't die, I'm like... He's all like, oh no, I did terrible. You have some minor bruising that you seem like you didn't even really notice until I pointed it out.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, women just get bruises randomly without knowing where they came from.
Yeah.
That just happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you like bump your leg and or I don't know, you walk and the next thing you know you're like, where did this bruise on my thigh come from? I'm like, weird.
So it's like that seems like
thing.
a whatever thing, and it's like all of a sudden, oh no, I am a monster. You have a minor bruise on your arm and your shoulder. that are gone like the next day.
I mean, they were trying to show time passing. They didn't do a good job.
Yeah.
And I also feel like they were there longer in the books than they were in the movies, but don't remember.
If you want to talk about comparisons to the books, you needed to have reread the books.
I know. It's a whole thing. Rewatching the movies has made me realize with adult eyes, I'm like, I could probably read those books with adult eyes, because I last read them probably in middle school.
But, yeah. But so there's all that, and she gets pregnant, and there's all the worry of, oh no, demon baby? And there's a whole lot of drama about should we or can we kill this baby so it doesn't kill you? Because, for one, it is developing way too fast.
Way too fast.
I think she ended up probably with
2 to 3 months.
Oh, if that, yeah. A month and a half. Long pregnancy.
Yeah. Well, we know they were at the place for 2 weeks, and then they were home for 2 weeks before Jacob saw them.
And then it didn't take long. It was at that point that they got surrounded by the wolves, and they were being starved out, so not much more time could have passed.
You're right, yeah.
Because they always talk about a week kind of being a schedule of how long since they fed. And so at that point I could, it's been about a week since we fed. Yeah. Another week or two is all it really could have been before they're...
Yeah.
Because they're not, because essentially when Jacob finds out, his connection with the other wolves means all the wolves find out.
Yeah.
And they're all like, all right, well, let's go kill her before she can have the baby. Demon, whatever they, lots of terms thrown around for what different people want to call it. Whereas, like, Edward is on board with Jacob. We have to convince her, no, don't have this, it's too risky, and Edward just wants to keep her alive. She is excited about the prospect of getting to be a mom when otherwise she was already ready to give up that idea. And so there's lots of drama. There's like the whole thing with Jacob could have been like the pack alpha and decided not to.
Yeah.
And so then one that he let be alpha is all like, the one calling the shots. And so he's like, I'm leaving. And so he kind of forms his own pack with 2 other ones that follow him that he doesn't really want to, but oh well, they're following him now. And I keep thinking, like, okay, is he not gonna, like, go re-challenge and take over the pack to gain control? Because the easiest way to tell all of them no is if he's in control. He doesn't. He just tries to distract him when people need to get around and play silly games. But ultimately there's a lot of drama. She has the baby while Carlisle
is away.
Carlisle is Edward's sire and father figure for the family.
The doctor.
And yes, and the medical professional, and yeah, the one that's like that. So anyway, so it ends up being, Jacob and Edward that are there to deliver the baby. Where Sister Alice has to take, begins with a J, Jasper out of the room because, process has blood and he's already always the weakest for it. And so he's all like, I'm real hungry.
Well, and Rosalie was also there. Rosalie's been doing good, but she also real hungry. And so she almost lost control with Bella losing blood and having baby. So she was also taken away. She's been playing a very protector role this whole time where... Yeah,
she's previously, like, had words against her. Like, hey, don't do this, because she regrets not having kids. And so once there's actually the baby, she ends up pretty good of, I can protect and hold baby. Because her desire for that is stronger than her desire for blood.
Yeah. So she just needed to get past a little bit, but she, like, composed herself, so...
Yeah. Anyways, so Bella, of course, dies in the childbirth. And our main characters are not happy with that, so they want to change it. And we have the power of plot on our side, so there's lots of drama. And it's both the childbirth, which is a not morphine kicked in C-section by not doctors. Yeah, so lots of trauma, lots of like weird. It had kind of weird camera shots, like you remembered like the first Twilight had bad camera. It had bad camera work and things, but it was all felt very intentional with trying to like as if you're blacking out. And
yes.
Yeah, so it worked out for that. It was
for like Bella's point of view. Yeah,
it was just slightly gory and such, but not too much, and kind of got the point across. And then Edward's trying to turn her once the baby is out so that she can be a vampire and survive, and it doesn't seem like it's working, and then Jacob gets all whiny about it, and he's out in the garden, and then whatever the other wolves start like spying, and they found out baby must have killed her. Let's go attack the baby demon now. And then like the wolves are all forming and they come attack, and then like the other vampires are returning just in time, and they're defending the house, and Jacob's going in like, no, I'm mad that baby killed Bella, I'm gonna kill it, and then CGI version of the baby looks him in the eye. And then we get some dialogue and flashbacks to a previous movie where he talks about imprinting, which is finding soulmates for werewolves. So it's Jacob falls in love with a baby. I think they did.
It's fine.
Yeah, I think they did pretty good to have like the images and visuals of it show baby's name, Renesmee, as an older version, and then use the dialogue quoting with the like a friend or a brother protector. That it's a lot less weird than everyone that talks about it.
For sure. It's just, it's one of those, and like Jacob even kind of fusses about it in the books too, because Breaking Dawn gives you Jacob's perspective, like actively during the books, and you get some of his insight and complaints about it. And yeah, it is eventually like more than likely you imprint on the child. She's gonna be a brother. You won't have those feelings until later when it's not, but it's weird. It is weird, but they do a good job of when you're reading, you're like, okay, it's not that weird.
Yeah. It does most likely mean that Jacob ends up Bella's son-in-law eventually.
Correct. Yeah.
Which has got to be really weird for him having to think back at how long he was crushing on his mother-in-law. Well,
and it's one of those things of the whole thing is women have those eggs in their ovaries the whole time. So Jacob's actually just been drawn to her because of that this whole time.
Oh, okay.
Is the joking theory. Okay. And then you see joking headcanons online talking about it's like that day of the wedding he was acting so weird because Edward's sperm was like only in the testicles like for a short period of time before. It's like that's when it was there, and so suddenly he's like there's like headcanons of like he's suddenly really attractive, and that's why he's like freaking out so much. Again, just nonsensical jokes because it's stupid.
Whatever.
But it's fun.
Anyways, so then Jacob runs out and he stops the fight and he's like, you can't do it. And then Edward explains that apparently the werewolves' #1 law.
Their biggest, most important absolute
most
law.
Important one. The one that we've never heard about because it's so important.
Such important
is that
one.
You can't attack someone that a werewolf has imprinted on. So now they're not allowed to fight the baby.
Can't hurt the baby.
It's their number one law that we never heard about until this point. Literally, like there were opportunities to set that up. There were opportunities to set that up even like just within the tribe, and the fact that we have the guy, the alpha's
Sam
ex as part of it, and she's upset, and like they go through all this stuff about how hard it is for her being part of the pack because they connected minds, and so she knows how he feels about her, and that makes her hurt. So they use that for that, but they don't bother use it like for like her to have like issues of anger of wanting to lash out and attack, but she can't because it's their number one law. You could have established it.
Yeah.
It took me 30 seconds to figure out how easily that could be established, and they just didn't.
It might be better established in the book. I don't remember.
But
no, I agree. It is it's I feel like it's implied the whole time, only because there is a point in New Moon where again, I don't know how much of this I'm remembering from movies or books, because I read the books multiple times and I've seen the movies multiple times, and they're just all the same now. But there's a point in New Moon where Jacob becomes a werewolf, and he's like, you already know, like you already know, but you don't remember, care, know. And he's like, I could tell you, but like I can't because of the imprinting situation. So like there is a point with
in
that.
the movies, I think imprinting was brought up in Eclipse.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the very least, because in this last one, they did a lot of work to explain what it is, and it felt like it was a setup, like it was setting that up.
Okay. Then yeah, it's definitely brought up in New Moon because the Sam and Leah stories told in New Moon in the book. So.
Otherwise, so we end with, post-fight, oh, there's hope. It's just the morphine that's causing her to be still. And then, whatever, and we keep seeing, like, flashes inside, like, of, like, whatever venom. Taking, not the Spider-Man symbiote. The venom is like the way that the vampires are turning someone into a vampire, like traveling throughout her bloodstream and heart, and I think at one point it was like fixing bones. And whatever. So it's just all working its way through, and like we keep seeing flashes of her lying there, like trying to like get up, but then we cut back to her looking really miserable and corpse-like. Anyways, and so finally she opens her eyes and we cut to credits.
Yeah.
So, but all, like, the whole thing, from around the point where, the Carlisle is, like, leaving and things are escalating with the werewolves, through the birth, through stopping things, even when they bring up, like, a random werewolf rule that they've never established before as the way that the conflict resolves itself, it is still very much, it's adrenaline pumping, so they did good on that part.
Nope. This one's fine. This one I have the most issues with, like with just like the imagery of things, because you get Bella early on being all like, I'm clearly very pregnant, and you have Kristen Stewart's very flat stomach, and it's like, I think maybe you just had food. Like, girl, you're probably not pregnant.
That's probably how they shot it.
Right.
I just said, all right, now you have to have a big meal.
Be like as distended as you can be, girl. like really, like take a deep breath of air and be like, oh wow, my tummy.
But ultimately, they did proper things later on. It looked fine.
Yeah, no, it does.
Throughout the makeup was mostly, it was pretty good as far as making her look miserable. The most comical point is at the end, once she's in her corpse-like makeup, but they've clearly put makeup on her to make her look nice, as they're trying to be like, oh, she's gonna wake up one of these days. So they make her look nice. They dress her up, and so it's her with like dark circle makeup, and then like mascara.
Yeah, because it's like they themselves, like the characters, put makeup on her so she wakes up with makeup on.
Yeah. Yes,
But
and that was the point. I was
yeah.
like, that looks silly.
Yeah.
It's like, I've been fine with the all, you know, the she looks terrible because she's going through hell kind of makeup,
Yeah.
you know. In fact, I applaud it. The fact that they're willing to do that for a third of the movie with their leading actress in makeup that makes her look bad. You just have fun.
Yeah, it is good.
But yeah, so that was Brain Down Part 1. We'll probably watch the next one in a couple of weeks. Thank you for joining us. Join us as our journey continues.